here a couple of minutes early because I saw some of you guys waiting. So I figured we'd chit chat for 4 minutes before it gets started. What's up? Who's up here? I saw Alan. I didn't see anybody else. Let me see if I could scroll for comments. We got Alan, Donna. Rob, finally catching a live. Yeah, we're doing a live a little bit different. Came in a little late. I've been cutting the grass for the last, what seems like forever. Seems like I need a fucking faster mower. John Pearson, or Joey Pearson, sorry, what's up? Peter Cox, what's up? Michelle Morningstar, as always. Kimmy Coe, back again. Sarah Gill, Michelle Renee, what's up? Chris Campbell, Dave Epstein, Jason Fisher, James, bunch of numbers, Tara, Michelle, Tanya, Stephanie, D, Ross, David, DJ, what's up? I'm doing well. Camellia, I hope I said that right. Hobby, MJ, Alan again. All right. So first thing I'm going to bring up is what Alan just said. So Alan just said, guys and girls, feel free to join the Bike Force Appreciation page on Facebook, place where we can chill and hang out. So here we go. Already right off the bat, we got Kathleen Poulter. Pay Labor Day. Thank you very much. All right. So I'm going to bring up Alan's page first. I got a few things I want to talk to you guys about. Alan's page is on Facebook. He runs it. I am a moderator. You're rarely going to see me moderating. We got Brian Barker on this motherfucker. Look at this guy. Crawled out of his den to come see his boy. I'm surprised he didn't hop on the Bike Force page so that he could fuck with me. So as you guys well know, Brian's back with me. He edited the last video. Clearly you can tell when he edits something and when I do. So we got Brian back on deck. We got a lot of exciting things in store. Actually, Brian, stay tuned to this because you're going to want to hear this too. I don't think you caught this part of what was going on earlier. Brian knows what I'm about to talk to. He knows some of it, but I have had some new stuff. But let me go back to Alan's stuff before I start jumping around. So Alan made this page. It's on Facebook. It blows my mind. And I want to thank everybody from the top to the bottom. I want to thank all my Patreon people. I want to thank all my people on the page. I want to thank everybody that's been with me from day one. I want to thank all the newcomers. I want to thank everybody in between. I want to thank everybody that goes to my social media pages. And I want to thank everybody for their patience. That's the biggest thing out of everything that I could possibly. And I'm sorry about the light. One of my lights decides it doesn't want to work. Who knows? But I want to thank everybody from the top to the bottom. Brian, you better not leave, you son of a bitch. You stay right there. He's going to leave. He's going to leave. Watch. Nah, he'll stick around. So I just want to thank everybody involved. I don't think that you guys realize how much you've done for me over the last year. I've had a lot of help. I've had a lot of help with a lot of close friends, family, and then you guys. Without you guys, I don't think that we would have been able to succeed as far as we have so far, considering the fact that you guys have to remember, like, I'm used to having a lot of fires burning. So before the park, I had I ran the business. I helped out at Strictly's. That's a wholesaler, so I would unpack their venomous stuff. I was doing Holiday Park. That's where the Gator Boys are at. So I was doing 2 days over there. I was doing 7 days a week of shows at the park over at the Jungle Queen before I ran it. And I did shows all over the place. I was pretty far spread thin. I worked 7 days a week and I didn't mind it. Anybody that throws a super chat, burning Facebook question, are you the twin in blue or red? I have to answer that. Somebody's asked me to answer it. I don't know because I can't see the picture, but I'm going to go on there after this just to answer that question for you. I've been trying to get to the page, but I've had so much going on. You'll understand why in a minute. But after I get off this live, I'm going to go to the appreciation page to answer a couple of questions because I know there's some things on there for me to answer. So here's the deal with...
You're in blue.
I'm in blue. So here's the deal with Alan's page. This guy, like I said, I want to thank everybody, but this guy took his time to put an appreciation page together, and it's not just for me. So I want you guys to know that it's more for you guys. especially with everything that I have going on. I want to pop on it a little bit more often. I rarely use Facebook. Now I have a reason to go on Facebook. The reason I don't go on Facebook is it's very politically driven. There's a lot of complaints on there. I like my Instagram better because it's just some pictures. If you don't want to look at comments, you don't have to. But at the end of the day, like if you go scroll through Facebook, you get a lot of bullshit, a lot of people complaining, a lot of people arguing, a lot of people fucking fighting back and forth or whatever. So I tend to stay off of Facebook. But now I have this appreciation page that I did not make. And again, it's not just for me, it's for everybody. So there's been a lot of connections formed on that page. I want you guys, if you can, go check it out. If you have a Facebook, go to the Facebook page. It's Bite Force Appreciation, I think is what the page is called. You got good people moderating it, and then you got some good people doing it. Alan took his time to do this for me, and it blows my mind because, I talk to a lot of you guys, and Liz One says she stays in Facebook jail. Yeah, if I was on Facebook, I'd be in Facebook jail every single day. Now, here's the deal. This guy took his time out. He didn't have to. Nobody has to do anything for me, vice versa, the whole 9 yards. I try and help as many people as I can. It's just part of what I do. Makes me feel good, makes me feel better about whatever. I try and help anybody, whether they're on the side of the road, somebody I know, it doesn't make a difference. I do believe in helping people out. I wasn't always like that. I think over the years I've seen and been through some pretty terrible shit that's humbled me to the point where I try and help a lot of people out just because of the fact that, it's the right thing to do, whether those people are good and they deserve it or not. So I try and help out. But to see the connection that a bunch of people have made based off of what's been going on this channel, it's kind of taken on a life of its own, which is exactly what I wanted in the first place. Yes, we want it to be about the animals. I wanted a channel that wasn't really focused more on me, more so than the animals, proper husbandry, the care, why we do the things the way we do them, and how to get involved with your animals, proper care, the whole 9 yards. But I also wanted it to be a source of connection for everybody else, and that's what it's turning into. So Alan made this page, and there's a lot of great people on it. I got a message the other day, and I don't know if everybody wants the information out or not, so I'm going to do a vague description of what went on. Like I said on my last live, if you guys didn't catch it, I keep my phone on silent. I keep all the badges off. I keep all the notifications off. I have PTSD, number one. We've talked about that before. I have other issues that I deal with, and my phone is one of the greatest issues. If anybody, there's a couple people on here right now that have seen it. What my phone looks like I've sent it before just to show hey, this is what I deal with. So even on my regular messages and my phone calls, I have 567 unanswered text messages, 487 unanswered phone calls. And the reason is because there's a lot of spam stuff, there's a lot of good stuff, there's a lot of bad stuff, there's all kinds of stuff. But if I hear my phone bang 1,000 times, it creates a lot of stress and anxiety for me. So I keep everything on silent. The only thing that I don't have on silent is Facebook, because nobody really ever reached out on Facebook. I have more and more reaching out on Facebook now, but I didn't turn off those badges. It still doesn't make a sound, but the badges will come down. And I had seen this badge to contact Seminole Supply. That's the person that I got the wood from. We talked about that on the last live. The nice guy that brought me all my lumber in the same day with no issues, no problems. He hooked me up. And I don't know if anybody wants their names mentioned or anything like that, but there was a very sweet person, a bunch of sweet people that got together, found this dude, and then went and created an account at the guy. So they peeled away from me and kind of did their own thing to be able to get me access to more supplies, which blew my mind. I didn't know what to say. I was a little shocked. Not a lot of people go out of their way for me, which is totally okay. It's not a tit for tat. I don't do things for people to get things in return. A lot of my friends are the same way. We just do things just to do things. It's just how we were built. That's how I was raised. And plus, like I said, the things that I went through, I like to help people, but I was fucking speechless for what went on. I went on the page. I saw the first thing that I saw when I saw the little badge from Michelle that said call Seminole Supply Co. I thought I got in trouble. I thought I fucked up. I was like, shit, this guy's gonna be pissed off. I mentioned his name. Maybe he didn't want me to mention the name. That's where my mind goes through. That's the first place it goes to is I fucked up. I did something. Somebody's gonna be angry. That wasn't it. There was a bunch of people on there that wanted to do some good shit, and they contacted these people and set up an account. And I don't think you guys realize like how far back that took me. My mouth was open, my jaw hit the floor, and at the end of the day, like I was floored. Nobody's ever really done what you guys have done for me. Um, Still speechless, still hard to talk about, still like kind of it's a tearjerker type of situation. And then on top of that, like we talked about some mental health issues the last time on Alive. I got a lot of responses back from that, and a lot of responses back on that from other people dealing with the same things. And I think it's something that's a stigma, especially for men like myself. Like even for me, like it was one thing that I was battling back and forth on whether or not to talk about it because a lot of people think it makes you less of a dude, but it doesn't. It's just, it is what it is. Sometimes you got to play the cards that you're dealt, and you have to play those cards. Those are the cards that you're dealt, so you can't fix it, you can't change it, you can't do anything about it. The only thing you can do is work towards pushing through it and hopefully getting it fixed. And at the end of the day, there's a whole bunch of people on that page, and then there's a whole bunch of people that got together that are actually taking care of each other. So now it's not just a me thing, it's an everybody thing. So like everybody's coming together, which is what I wish I could see this in my own industry. What I see with you guys on the page and the core group of people that go to the Bite Force Appreciation, all of you guys that talk to each other during the lives back and forth, all of this shit, like everybody's helping everybody out, everybody's going through problems. This is real life shit. Like everybody has something that they deal with on a daily basis. Some people have it better, some people have it worse, but at the end of the day, you know, anybody can use help at any given point in time. I can't always give it, but it gives the opportunity for other people on that page to do so. So there's people helping people, and it turned into a world of its own. What's up, Jack's Wild World? So to me, I wanted to thank Alan. I wanted to thank a couple of different people out there. Kat, thank you very much for always being a part of the family. Love you to death. So that's Kat Phipps. I don't think she's on here with us. She's probably off doing something else right now. But I have another person. I don't think she wants her name mentioned, but I talk to her on a daily basis. She has been a giant support system for me for some of the things that I go through, as well as Michelle, Katie, a lot of these people, Alan, a lot of these guys that deal with some of the things that I deal with, as well as being able to kind of, you know, set up something that I can't do. I don't have the time for it. So moving past that, thank you guys very much. I can't thank you guys enough. The support that you guys gave and give and give and give is by far phenomenal, jaw dropping, and it restores my faith in humanity all the way through. And I know you guys are talking to each other on this, and I'm going to get to you guys at the end of it. We're going to have questions just like we always do. Anybody that wants to do the super chat, just to let everybody know, don't do the super chat. YouTube takes that money. If you want a super chat, shoot that shit to the Venmo. You don't have to do that. You don't have to do the super chat. We can talk. I'm still going to answer everybody's questions. If you have questions that you want to ask me directly, wait till the end when I do the questions and we'll run it, and I'll answer as many as I possibly can. But you guys can still talk to each other like you're doing right now. Fucking run it up. Tara Hubbard says Patreon, Venmo, all that stuff works. We're setting up a PayPal because internationally people can't do certain things. With Patreon you can, but then they charge differently based on where you're at and where you're, you know, whatever the price is of the dollar bill that you have in your country or whatever. But we're setting up a PayPal. We have to because of the merch anyway. Hopefully the merch will be here soon. I keep saying that. I know. I apologize, guys. It's going to be here as soon as it possibly can. We've had a lot of things come up, and a lot more important things have shoved themselves in my face. Now, that brings me to what we're about to talk about today. So today, I got this in the mail. And I'm not sure if you guys know what this is, but this is, well, you probably can't tell because the fucking light sucks, but it's a yellow piece of paper. This yellow piece of paper is gold. I mean, it's yellow, but it's gold in my eyes. So I finally got one of the permits that I needed to get from the state. And I was shocked because nobody's come out here to do their inspection yet, but I got the text message from the lady today. So it's an interesting set of circumstances. Number one, it's probably the best feeling I've had in a long time because I sent my permits out last year when I left the park. They lost my permits. It's nothing against the state. The shit happens. It is what it is. But then they didn't want to reissue permits until I moved. And that made it very difficult because I wanted my homies back home, and I wanted all my animals in one place, especially have babies that I need to be raising so that I can have the same kind of relationship that I have with the other animals that you guys see me work with. Unfortunately enough, mac and cheese are not going to be like Romeo and Juliet just because we haven't had that time. The new baby lemur, he could turn out like Bimini and the rest of them and Maui Moana, or he could. We don't know. We don't know. Brian and Bianca have been spending a lot of time with him, so we got that. But he should be over here. Now we're gonna have the chance to do that come Wednesday. Come Wednesday, that stuff can come. Here's the shit part. The shit part is that this permit here that I have is for my venomous and it's for my class 3, which means all my venomous, all my class 3. We don't have to get into what the animals are, but that doesn't cover my macaques. It doesn't cover anything else. So when I talked to my inspector today, she's going to be out here on Wednesday. She's going to help me out because what they sent her was basically an inspection for my venomous and the class 3, and then class 1 for my crocodilians. But they're also supposed to have my class 1 for big cats, class 1 for cougars, class 1 for bears, class 1 for crocodiles for transport only over 4 feet on another property. They're also supposed to have my class 2 for Cercospithidae, that's old world monkeys, class 2 for Felidae, class 2 for crocodilians. They're supposed to have all of that, but she only has the information on her little thing to tell her that she has an inspection. She only has it for my venomous and my class 1 for under 4 feet crocodilians. Poses 2 problems. Number 1, she has to get that inspection done by the 10th. So we can't wait. So my thing was I told her today, I was like, why don't we wait? Because I have all this material. I'll be able to get these cages up by next week. We can do the inspections next week, and we can knock them out all at the same time. That we don't have to, do the back and forth. Problem is that she has to have a report done by the 10th for the venomous. So what we're going to try and do, and she's working with me as best as she possibly can, what we're going to try and do is we're going to try and clear out the garage on the outside, build a temporary enclosure for the macaques so that she could pass the macaques so that I can get that permit rolling too without her having to come back out here. That way I can build at my own leisure and do what I need to do, which we're still going to build the enclosures as quickly as possible. I was supposed to start tomorrow. That's not going to happen now. So I was going to start the enclosures tomorrow and then work through the weekend, hopefully having two of my class 2 enclosures up, 1 class 3 enclosure up, and then the stuff that I have inside and the venomous room was supposed to be outside in the garage that I showed you guys. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to swing it the easy way, and I'm going to film it for you. So I'm going to show you guys a video. Like, I'm going to do a video, not a live, I'm going to do a video to show you guys what goes into the whole thing with the venomous. So I have to get my bite protocol ready, which I always have ready. It's just a binder full of every anti-venom ever made. So like I cover every single species that you could possibly cover. That way, if I'm incapacitated, I could just hand off the notebook to somebody and say, call this person, call poison control, call the guys down south, and they'll get me taken care of. And usually if I'm carrying some sort of venomous snake that I know can lay me out quickly, I'll go ahead and get some of the anti-venom for that so that I can at least have 1 or 2 vials here to get started if I go over there. We'll talk about that in one of the bite series because I have been tagged by some venomous snakes before, and I was okay, but I've had buddies that have been tagged by much worse. A buddy of mine, Joe, got tagged by a Bushmaster, which you could be lights out real quick on that, but he carries the anti-venom, and I really, really, really suggest if you have some snakes that can lay you out, always carry at least 2 vials to get you started because you never know how long it's going to take those guys to get to you with the other anti-venom, and some of these snakes can lay you out in less than 10 minutes. So you really want to have that with you. You really want to have the knowledge of how it works, how to load it up, how to do it, because it's not just bottles you shake. You have to reconstitute the stuff. We can get into that later on. I'll do a whole episode on anti-venom. It's actually an interesting way that they do it. For the FDA approved stuff that we have here in Florida, the stuff gets sent to Australia to a lady with a sheep flock that's like completely, what's the word I'm looking for? Damn, I use this word all the time too. Son of a bitch. We do it with our animals. Oh my goodness, what is the damn word? Doesn't matter, these sheep are by themselves. What the fuck do we do with our animals when we bring quarantined? They're basically quarantined. Holy shit. so that it's just a flock of sheep that's quarantined. She uses the anti-venom. Well, she uses the actual venom, puts that shit in the sheep until the sheep build the tolerance. Then she takes the antibodies from that, ships that back over to the U.S. They do whatever they do, and then it's basically a vial of stuff that's reconstituted. So you're actually getting some of the venom in there. And what it is the antibodies that the sheep build up that then protect you from what the deal is. So depending on that, and the snake will depend on how many of those vials you need to get. But we'll do a whole episode on that because it's pretty fucking interesting shit. But having said that, puts me in a precarious situation because I called my inspector, and I'm not going to say her name. She's a very sweet woman, and she's trying to help me out. And the plan was for me, I was like, well, why don't you come out next week? Because then I'll just bust ass. I'll put these enclosures up. I'll get everything ready. That way, when you come here, we could just inspect everything all at once. Problem was that whoever did the class 1s and 2s didn't put the rest of my animals on there, so we're missing everything. The only thing that she's coming here for is my ESC, which is my venomous, and my ESA, which is the class 1 for crocs 4 foot and under. So what we're going to do is we're going to make it easy. I'm going to go upstairs because I'm going to have a double entry because the front door is right there. And then I have upstairs, that's my second entry. And then I'm going to tape off the windows. We're not going to tape them off. We're going to put some hardware cloth on the windows, hardware cloth on the vents. We're going to put the door sweep on. I'm going to show you guys how to make an escape-proof venomous room, and I'm going to show you why we do the things that we do, how we set it up, why we set it up the way we set it up, and then I'm going to tell you all the ins and outs when it goes with the state. Because there's a lot of going ons with the state, and as far as like, you're talking about state stuff, USARC, fighting back and forth, and all this other stuff. So I think it's important for people to know exactly what the hell's going on when it comes to like what we do, how we do it, why we do it, where we place the things that we place, the reasons we place it, where we place it, and the escape proof and all that. Basically, what the deal is we have to protect, number one, I got animals in the house, I have kids in the house, I have neighbors, I have all that stuff. I've never lost anything personally, so I tend to go above and beyond for my stuff, just so that I can feel comfortable. Otherwise, I would stress all day and all night long if I had to worry about something getting out, especially with kids, animals, and neighbors around. I don't want to get anybody hurt. There's kids all over this neighborhood. So the biggest thing is to go above and beyond, make sure your enclosures are tight, but I'm going to go through each and every enclosure with you guys, show you why I build it, where I build it. I pay attention to the sun every single day. I look like an idiot probably to my neighbors because I go stand outside in the middle of the day and I'm just looking around all over the place. And then I go back out 20 minutes later and I'm looking around all over the place. And then I go out 20 minutes later and I'm looking around all over the place. So the neighbors probably see me go out there all the time, just like, what the fuck is this guy looking at? And basically I'm mapping where the sun goes, where it's at every hour of the day. Granted, the sun moves, so things are going to change during different seasons, but at the end of the day, I'll get the same general twist of what I'm going from shade to sun. So I'll be able to set my animals up in a position where I have my crocodilians where they get enough sun and enough shade. I'll have my monkeys and stuff where they're going to get mostly shade, so it's not too hot for them. In Florida, summertime, sun's not a good thing. And by USDA law, you have to keep them under 85 degrees at all times. So I'm going to be able to do that basically using the shit that I have around the house. So in a nutshell, since that's become my new saying, that's what we're working with, ladies and gentlemen. So that's the new and improved news. The good thing is the permits are out. We're doing good. We're running this shit out. And within the next 3 weeks, we'll be able to basically go back to business. And that's been the hardest part, is for a whole year now, a solid year, because we're past August now, so it's been over a year that I have not been able to run a business at all. This is all I've had. And if it wasn't for you guys in every aspect, then I wouldn't be here where I'm at now. And I did have some savings. The feds took most of that. We're not going to talk about that, but it was what it was, and it's something that I had to deal with. It's a shot that I had to take. But at the end of the day, I wouldn't have changed it if I could go back right now, because animals needed help. So we did what we did. It is what it is. We lived through it. We go past it. But if it wasn't for you guys, I don't know if I would be where I'm at today. I could have given up a long time ago. As a matter of fact, with this house, I think I've mentioned it before. If I didn't get this, like this was the last place that I was going to look at, I was ready to throw in the towel. I don't know how much longer I could have taken it with everything that was going on in my mental state. Also want to thank Will and Mel, some good buddies of mine, and all of their kids, because they gave me this beautiful couch that my lazy ass dog is over there sleeping on right now. And then there's a desk over there, so the house is coming together slowly but surely. But at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, I think we're going to have a lot more videos, a lot more fun. We got a lot of interesting stuff coming on the way. So the homies should be home, I would say, before the end of the month. And here's the deal. I want to let you guys know this. One last thing before we get into questions. It's going to be a very short live because I got to get the kids to sleep. So I got to do their night routine. But I'm going to be going tomorrow onto a podcast. It's a buddy of mine. His name is Troy. It's much different than what I do. I want everybody to know that right now. It's not for your kids. It's not for your kids to watch. This happens tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. You can join. You go to crocstar.tv on Facebook and or Instagram, and you can log in live right there. It'll bring you to his podcast deal. His sister's usually on it. Our buddy Jeff is usually on it. Troy's going to be on it. Troy, you guys have seen before in a couple of my episodes. He's over at Sarasota Jungle Gardens. He's got a bunch of animals. He's actually got one of my old baby lemurs. And then they have the rest of the baby lemurs over at Sarasota Jungle Gardens. So you guys saw an episode with Troy over there. They do a little bit different on the podcast. Their podcast is, he generically, I can't even speak, dude. I'm so tired. I'm sorry, guys. So he's generically growing that podcast and he's doing a good job. His sister actually, I know, Dave, I know. And that's what I'm about to get into right now. So his sister actually works for production companies, A&E, Travel Channel, all that shit. She's within the production company and she does a lot with paranormal stuff. So if you're not into the paranormal, do not go to the, I mean, I'm not going to say don't go to the podcast. It's not all about paranormal. They go from animals all the way to paranormal. They talk about all kinds of different stuff in between. So it's kind of like a Maj Podge, a bunch of people hanging out, talking. But the reason I'm letting you guys know is because tomorrow I'm going to be on there with him. I'm going to support my boy. I'm going to share some links with you guys. So if you pay attention to my stories within the next couple of days, there might be an opportunity. I don't know if anybody wants to go out there or not, but I myself listen to podcasts all the time. One of my favorite podcasts is Last Podcast on the Left. If you guys haven't heard about it, go check it out. That shit is hilarious, and they give probably the best information that any podcast has ever given. They are rated, I think, almost, I want to say they're rated top right now, but they were top 10 in the whole world for a long time, and I think they've made it up to either 1 or 2. And their genre is basically everything. They do true crime, serial killers, they do cryptids, they do UFOs, they do conspiracy theories, they do the whole 9 yards. They do all kinds of stuff with those guys over there. And they just talked about the Salem witch trials and what went down over there in Massachusetts. I listened to the whole damn thing, and it was very interesting. And then it was interesting that Troy had set this stuff up. There's a guy, a buddy of ours, Flavio, that runs You Name It Tours. So they do these tours, and I've been on one of these tours before with them. We went to Arizona with Troy. It was a great time. We went out there for about a week. We went snake hunting. We went to Tombstone. We went to Sedona, Arizona. We were in Vegas. We went all over the place, and we had a great time. I haven't been able to have a great time in fucking forever. I plan to try and go on this trip. It's from the 28th to the 2nd. I'm going to be posting links. If anybody wants to join and go, if you go over to the website, it'll show you exactly what you're going to be doing, exactly what's going on, and it's all inclusive. So the one price is that's it. You get all your food, your place to stay, travel, expenses, the whole 9 yards. It's all included in the one thing. I myself might be going. We will know if I am able to go on Wednesday. On Wednesday, we're going to have the lady come out, my inspector. When she comes out here on Wednesday, she's going to be able to let me know if she has to come back out here to do the Class 2 stuff. The plan right now is to be able to have her inspect everything, and then I'm going to run something in the garage out back for the macaque monkeys. It's going to be a temporary enclosure so that she can pass it, so that they can go ahead and pass me my permit so she doesn't have to come back out here. If she can do that, I'm going to do my best to make it to the trip with my buddies over there. I need a vacation. And the only way that I'm going to be able to do that is if everything is cleared, all the animals are back home, everything is good, and it's a short one. So if it was a couple of weeks, I'd never be able to make it. I'd be way too stressed out. I would have a heart attack trying to leave for that long. This is a very short trip. There's a lot of fun people that go, so I'm just putting it out there. It's a possibility that I might be able to go. So if there's anybody out there that wants to join, I will let you know, but I won't be able to let you know till after Wednesday. However, having said that, you will be able to go whether I'm going or not. So if that's something you're interested in and you want to check it out and you have the time, you can go check out the links that'll be in my story tomorrow. You can go to crocstar.tv right now on his Instagram, click on his story. You can see the link right now and it'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. So if it's something you're interested in, I don't have to be there for you to go. You can go. You don't have to be there with me. You could be there with them over there. Fun group of people. You're going to have a great time regardless. But I'm letting you know if I can get out there, I'll let you guys know. All right. Now that all of that is out of the way, I'm super tired. Not a normal life. I know. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just out of it. I've done nothing but yard work all day long. And had I known that this was going to be a Wednesday inspection day thing, I probably would have hightailed it and done things a little bit differently to try and get things set up a little bit faster, but I'm not too worried about it. It's just gonna be waking up super early and working super late. So as soon as my kids are done going to sleep tonight, I'm gonna put them to bed, and then I'll probably work until about 1 or 2 in the morning. I'll probably wake up at 4 or 5, and I'll probably start it all over again. I'll probably work all the way through the night tomorrow, straight through till Wednesday, and she'll be here at 2, and I'm gonna do that so that we can do what we need to do so we can get the homies home. But we're one step closer. This piece of paper right here means that we are almost there. So a solid year of dealing with bullshit, ladies and gentlemen. And this is why I talked about what I talked about on the last live with my depression and my PTSD and the issues that I go through. I know a lot of you go through the same things. A lot of you. No merch yet, guys. I'm sorry. I know a lot of you guys go through the same things. I got a lot of emails, a lot of people on the social media. Anybody that I haven't answered, and as far as the appreciation page, guys, I've been trying. I have not been able to get on my phone. And when I'm on my phone, I'm trying to respond to text messages and emails from the state and everybody else. I'm going to get to everybody, I promise you. I always do. So if you have messages out there, I haven't forgotten about you. I'm not skipping you. I promise I'll get to everybody out there. You just got to give me a little bit of time. It's going to be a rough couple of weeks, but I'm going to be getting to everybody's messages. But I did get a lot of people messaging about their own issues, the things that they go through, PTSD, CPSD, or CPTSD, depression, the whole 9 yards. So just goes to show that no matter what it is you're going through, you can still accomplish your goals. You can still get to where you need to go. Like, it seemed like it was endless to me. It seemed like it was never going to turn around. I didn't think I was ever going to turn a corner. I didn't think I was ever going to get my homies back home. Like, we were talking about a 2-week deal. Like, that's all this was supposed to be. Hey, we're going to move these animals for 2 weeks. They're going to be back home in 2 weeks. Life's going to be back to normal, back to business. Not even going to worry about this shit. A year later, and a lot of stress, a lot of heartache, a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, and we still made it. So to all of you guys out there that are struggling, dude, fucking just run it. Run it until you can't run it anymore. And by that, I mean, like, we're all going to be dead one day. That's just a fact of life. That's the end of it. And use what you got. Use your cards dealt. And no matter how hard shit gets, remember, just take a look at my life. Can't get much worse than what I got going on. I mean, yes, there is a lot worse going on out there. I'm not going to say that I have the worst life ever. I'm blessed with what I do have, but I do have some issues. But for everybody out there that struggles, man, just fucking run through it. Run through it, power through it. Eventually, shit will get better. But if you don't force it, sometimes it's never going to get any better. The only thing that we can change is ourselves. We can't change the people around us. We can't change the things around us. We can't change a lot of things. But one thing we can change is how we deal with it, how we look at it, how we vibe with it, how we run with it, how we do things, how we roll with things, how we operate on every level, how we wake up, how we go to sleep, the attitude we choose to have. And I wake up every single morning, and I'll tell this to you guys. Every single morning, the second that I open my eyes, whether it's 3 o'clock in the morning, or 8 o'clock in the morning, it doesn't make a difference. The second my eyes open, I'm stressed. The second my eyes open, I know there's a new day. The only time that I get any comfort is like 3 or 4 in the morning, because usually at nighttime, PTSD starts to strike up. So I got to do things to work with that. And then I'll start to calm down a little bit. I go to sleep. Sleep is the only time when my brain is shut off. The second I open my eyes, I'm stressed. The second I open my eyes, my mind's in 1,000 different areas. I have to do this, that, the other, this, that, the other, this, that, the other, this, that, the other. And I don't know where to go, where to start. And I'm never like that. I'm very organized. I'm very detailed in the things that I do. But life has thrown me a curveball. And I had to take that curveball because that's what was thrown at me. So I didn't get the fastball that I'm used to. I got the curveball that I'm not used to. And I just had to work with that. So every day I open my eyes and every day I squeeze them closed, hoping that I could just go back to sleep. And sometimes, I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I wish I couldn't wake up. Sometimes. It's a horrible thing to say, but sometimes I do. And I'm only saying that so that everybody out there that has those feelings, it's fucking natural. Everybody's got those feelings. As long as you don't act on those feelings and you get up and you just fucking run through that shit, eat that shit sandwich called life, and keep moving forward, that's what's important. It's not about the way that we feel, it's how we handle those feelings to get us through that day. And eventually things will be better. Eventually I'll be better. Eventually my mentality will go back to what it was before. I'll start enjoying things a little bit more. I found myself not enjoying shit anymore. Like I love my animals to death, but I don't want to watch anything on TV. I can't find anything that I'm interested in. I can't find like any interest in anything. Like the only thing that I want to do is work and work and work and work and work and work. And I'm working against myself. Like there's no payment in this. Like I got to do what I got to do. And I want to do more with the channel. I want to do more with this. I want to get my merch going. I want to get that going. I want my animals home. I want this. I want that. And I'm spread out all over the place. And eventually I'll get to a point where everything will be consolidated and everything will be back to normal. So as much as those, like the mornings that I wake up that are the worst, the mornings that I wake up and I absolutely don't want to be awake, those are the ones where I immediately get the fuck out of bed. I go straight to the shower. I wash that shit off and I fucking go. And I just go and go and go. And that's what distracts my mind. So oftentimes that's why you don't see me online. Oftentimes that's why you don't see me post a lot. Oftentimes that's why you won't see my Instagram just light up with a bunch of posts all day long, because oftentimes I'm not in a good place. And what puts me in a good place is work. And that's what I'm used to. And that's why I think that I do so much for all of my friends. Like people ask me all the time, like, well, why are you going to run here? Why are you going to run there? Why are you going to do that? Why are you going to do this? It makes me feel like I'm still working. And that's what I want to feel like. I can't sit idle. If I sit idle, my brain goes to whack. Like I can't even, the other Saturday, I'll say this before I start answering questions. This last Saturday, we had some stuff pop up. I was supposed to be gone. So I was supposed to leave on Saturday, go pick some stuff up, go meet my buddy Andrew, then drive all the way up to Emerald Coast Zoo, meet Rick, drop some stuff off, and come back down here. That didn't work out the way that I wanted it to. Josh wasn't in the shop. He was helping his girlfriend out. I was supposed to go over there, pick some stuff up, do some videos. And since that didn't work out, I had my kids here. I had my niece here. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to do a family day. I'm going to do a fucking family day. I'm going to take a break. I'm going to do a family day. And I did, somewhat. I still did work around the house. I set the couch up. I did all this stuff. I worked the animals that I had here, make sure everybody was fed and good. And I tried to take it easy. And I found that when I actually sat down to try and watch a movie with the kids or try and chill out, my anxiety went through the roof. Like absolutely through the roof. Me sitting idle is just not good at this point in time. That used to be my favorite shit ever. If I could get a day where I'm just like, yo, chill day, that was my jam. That was my jam. But being active for me right now is what I need. So sometimes my dudes, like, you know, as much as you want to sit down and relax, like if your brain's not letting you, then do what your brain's telling you to do. Get to work, go take a walk, take a run, do some exercising, go out there, do some work, take your dog for a walk, throw some balls with your dog. I don't fucking know. Do anything but sit if your mind's telling you not to. Just listen to your brain. It's a little bit more powerful than we want it to be. All right, having said all of that, I see this shit going fucking, hold on, I gotta read this one. Amanda Bennett says, smoke a bowl and chilling with my bee pig to relax. Yeah, I can't smoke during the day anymore, unfortunately. Holly, there she comes. She made it last minute. You missed the therapy session though, Holly. Now we're on to the questions. This is a short live, ladies and gentlemen. So we're gonna do questions. Fucking everybody knows Holly now. Fucking she's hilarious. All right, so this is what I wanna do. We're at 38 minutes. I want to do like 12 to 15 minutes of questions. So We're just going to do random ass questions. You don't have to do the super chat to light them up. I'm going to go through and we're going to run through and I'm going to answer as many questions as possible. We're going to do that for like 15 minutes just so I can get a little bit of and it doesn't have to be about animals. It doesn't have to be about me. You guys can ask any questions that you want. Let me try and move my thumb out of the way. I don't know where the fuck the camera is. Let me go back a little ways here and all right, let's get to some questions. Be busy and do you. Don't give yourself guilt for not messaging us. Thank you, Darshan. I appreciate that very much. My relaxed time comes with a little help from the ganja. Mine does too, ladies and gentlemen. I am not shy about it. They do. I mean, it's legal in most states now. I feel like you could do a lot more damage drinking a bunch of beers and getting in a car than you can smoking a little bit of weed or whatever. Unfortunately for me, I used to be like a wake and bake type of guy, and I could do that all day long. I can't. It drives my anxiety insane, but it does help me at night. So after all is said and done, who was that said that? That was Kieran, and I think Kieran works at an animal place, if I remember correctly. But yeah, I do that at night. So pretty much after we get done with this, that's where I'll be, and that's how I'll kind of chill myself out. All right, Alan Malone says, guys, the Facebook group is not just Justin or Animal. It's a place where it's okay to not be okay. Come and join and talk if what you need. And that's what I was talking about before. Alan is absolutely correct. It is not built for me. It's built around the Bite Force group, and it's basically Bite Force family taking care of everybody. So that way, if you can't reach me, there's a lot of people out there too. There are animal people. If you need help with animals, if you need help mentally, if you need somebody to talk to, there's fucking good people on that page. I can assure you of that. I talk to all of them myself. So that is something very special that I don't think any other YouTube channel has, is a group of people like you guys that are actually willing to help each other out. If you go to other channels, you'll see people fighting back and forth all the time, which is absolutely unnecessary. So the fact that you guys created a community was like, that was the most mind-blowing part for me. To see you guys come together like that and help everybody out, and everybody's so positive against everybody else, like that shit helps more people than you could possibly ever know. Sometimes somebody's having a bad day. All they need is one little quick comment that could change their whole entire day, their whole perception on that day and how things are going. So just remember, like, you have more support than just me. You have all these people that can help you out. So there is that. Liz St. Juan, San Juan, sorry. Liz San Juan says, I thought I was the only one like this, so hearing this, I appreciate it so much. That she's being a single. She's being a single. Yeah, I think your autocorrect fucked that last part up. But yes, no, you are not alone. It seems like all of us are a little broken, and that's the reality of life, ladies and gentlemen. If anybody tells you they ain't got shit going on in life, they're fucking lying to you. They're either lying to you, or they're flat out rich and they don't give a shit about anybody else, or they're a sociopath and they don't have the ability to feel empathy. There's that too, so be careful for those ones. Kimiko says, is it because your life isn't where you want it to be? I believe when you get all your babies home, you'll be able to chill with your little ones. Absolutely, 100% it is because where my life is right now. Since I was 12 years old, I've had a job. I was kicked out of high school when I was 16. Not because I was an idiot, not because I wasn't smart. I never did the work. You could put a test on my desk and I could slam that test out, no problems. I had no problems with testing. Actually got really good grades. School wasn't for me. I got kicked out. So ever since then, I've always worked. This is all I've ever wanted to do anyway, and I was good at it, and I was able to be with the right people. I had my father before me, so I kind of followed in his footsteps. I'm not saying don't go to school. What I am saying to any kids out there is do not get kicked out of school. If anything, if there's one thing that I could change in my past, it wouldn't be all the fucked up shit in the back of it. The one thing that I would change is going to school, going to college, and running that whole thing for the experience and for the extra knowledge. Knowledge is more power than anybody could ever imagine. Money isn't power. None of that is power. The biggest power that you could possibly have is knowledge. So, number one, for the kids out there, getting kicked out of school, not cool. It was a bad mistake on my part. That's the only thing in my entire life, and I've had a really rough life. That's the only thing that I could honestly say, if I could change it, that's the only thing I would change. However, I was lucky and I was able to do what I do. But yes, 100% Kimmy, because of where my life is at and everything being spread out, I do think that is a big reason of what's caused some of these mental things that are going on and causing the problems of me, like not being able to shut off my brain. Too many things are spread out. I can't watch all my animals at the same time. They're like my children, so it scatters my brain. It makes me stressed out. It brings my anxiety up, the whole 9 yards. David Z, can you take another pig? Fuck no. Absolutely not. Actually, I probably can, but you're going to have to wait a little bit longer. David, if you get with me later on, we could talk about it. Depends on the pig, really. I got my pig out back. She's a big girl, and I don't know if she'll get along with any other pigs, and she will beat the shit. I mean, like, dude, Duke over there, he's a big boy, and I watched that pig launch Duke about 10 feet. So if she gets angry, it is what it is. Peter Cox, sativa or indica? Doesn't matter to me, bud. Doesn't matter to me. I'll usually do the indica because it does the whole body thing, so it knocks me out at night. So there's that. All right. You got Holly over here. As always, hope everyone is well. She cares about everybody. Fucking love that girl. She's hilarious. She is absolutely fucking hilarious. All right. Okay, I'm out. TY biters. Laters. Kimmy's out. All right. Short live. Laughing my ass off. I need a chuckle. Justin, don't know the meaning of a short live. I fucking sure as hell don't. Somebody messaged me that earlier today, too. I think it was on one of the comments. They're like, oh, you said you were going to end you. 2 more questions and then we're done. And then, 75 questions later and an hour later we get it. But I like talking to you guys, so it is what it is. I never get bored. So I just kind of try and watch it because somebody else is going to get bored listening to my dumb ass. All right. DJ Govin says, just motivated me to go do the jobs I've been putting off because I'm bloody exhausted. It's okay to be exhausted, DJ. Every once in a while, we get tired. Sometimes my body just shuts down. I think that's why I got sick the other week. I don't even think, I think the 102 fever was just my body going, chill the fuck out, bro, like you're going to kill yourself. So sometimes it's okay to relax, but if relaxing is messing with your mind, go do it. If you're exhausted and you got to get through it, go do it. I got no questions. I'm just freaking happy I caught alive. Ginger, thank you very much. I appreciate catching alive. Do I believe in aliens? That's a solid question. I don't know. I think that it was quite a coincidence, and I don't get into the political shit at all because I don't understand it enough. And I also think that all politicians are fucking wickedly corrupt in every way, shape, and form. But at the end of the day, I think it was a little bit suspect that in the middle of COVID, they decided to slip out disclosure on all these alien things from back in the day, and they're feeding out of all this information. So I'm going to go ahead and say fucking until I see actual proof, no, I won't. I mean, it's a large universe out there, so I'm not saying it's impossible, but I will say until I see the shit with my own 2 eyes, fucking no. I don't believe anything that I don't see. Alan, just one question. Are you okay, brother? Fucking thank you, bro. I appreciate that. I appreciate that more than you know. Actually, yes, I'm doing okay right now. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling very positive. I'm feeling like things are going in the right direction. I have all of you guys, so yeah, I'm doing good. In this moment right now, yes, I'm doing good. Rough morning, rough start. And that turned around very quickly when I got this little golden piece of paper in the mail, so I'm doing good. But thank you for asking, my dude. How the fuck are you doing, Alan? You doing good? Alan knows Patty the Batty. I just want to stop and say this to everybody. So if you guys don't know who Patty the Batty is, it's UFC. You guys should look him up. He's fucking hilarious. And his little boy works out in the gym that Patty the Batty frequents. I don't think Patty the Batty was there today, but that shit is awesome, just so you guys know. Just putting that out there. All right, Tanya Martin, thanks for answering my snake question. The local radio station is trying to make the harmless northern ringneck snake like it is something that will kill you. What? The ringneck snake? They're attacking the ringneck snake now? What the fuck is going on? John DeMars, my 30 milligrams of edibles just kicked in. Perfect timing for your live. Well, you're a little late on the live. We're almost done, John. But having said that, the edibles are still going to be fun, so you'll have that. And you got your badass dog over there, so a couple of edibles, badass dog. I mean, boom, you got it all out there. Holly, anxiety is so bad today. I've been dry reaching all day. Retching all day? All right, you're going to have to explain that one, Holly. You're killing me here. I don't know what that one is. How was Parents' Night? Parents' Night was weird. I'm going to post it up for the Patreons if anybody's out there, or if not, I'll see if I could post it. I don't know if they'll let me post it on the... Actually, I don't want to post it on the YouTube because I don't need everybody to know where my kids go, because it's not just you guys. There's a bunch of people that can go on the shit, so... I don't need everybody to know where my kids are going to school at, but it was wicked. It was not like anything I experienced. They had like a whole concert thing going on. It was very fucking weird. I walked in, we went into the cafeteria. They had like lights blaring, strobe lights. There was a concert thing going on, and I'm looking around like, they don't do this shit back in the city. I lucked out. The school is amazing. The teachers are amazing. Everybody's amazing. My kids love it. I couldn't be happier with the situation. I think with the larger city schools, a lot of kids get overlooked. In the smaller town, there's smaller classrooms, so my kids are getting more attention, and I think it's helping them with what they were falling behind on, because in the bigger cities, unfortunately, a lot of these kids slip through the cracks. My daughter's very shy, so she won't sit there and raise her hand and tell the teacher if she doesn't understand something, because she doesn't want to be like pointed at. And in the other school there's 30, 40 kids, so even if she asked the question, they weren't going to direct it to her. So we had gotten her a tutor, but she's always afraid to say if she's, you know, not understanding something. But the teacher over there loves her to death, and she's got like 15 kids, so they can spend the time. So Parents' Night was awesome, and it was a breath of fresh air. Absolutely 100%. Anne-Marie Wilso, here's some relaxed money. Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Heartland Reptiles. I talk to Heartland often, actually. Totally get what you're saying about not being able to relax. It helps me to I lost you. It helps me to clean, interact, or anything with my snakes. A lot of people don't know, and I'm going to go on this for a second here with Heartland. A lot of people don't know that what I do is therapeutic. People ask me why I work so hard, and number one, I have to. There's no choice. Like, if you're in the animal industry, like, that's what you have to do. If you don't provide for your animals, nobody else is going to. So you'll kill your animals if you don't do it. But it is actually therapeutic. I can throw on my podcast. I can throw on my music. I could kind of just be in my own zone, and I could do my animal stuff, and it is very therapeutic. So for anybody that doesn't have like a collection, or doesn't do any animal things, or doesn't own an animal, if you get yourself a small pet and you have that responsibility on a daily basis, and you get into that, it does become a very therapeutic thing just to work around the animals and do what it is you're doing. And it's a phenomenal way to escape what you, I don't want to say escape, but it is an escape. It kind of puts you in a different mind space. Like, you just have what you're dealing with in front of you, especially for me, like when I have stuff that can kill me, like my focus is on that, and then all the problems that I have in the real world kind of dissipate and disappear. So it is very therapeutic. So that's a very good point. Very good point. Heartland Reptiles, go check them out. I do believe they have their stuff up on Instagram. He's got some pretty interesting shit over there. DJ Govin, we all realize that you are one person, not a team. Don't pressure yourself to answer. It is what it is. I pressure myself all the time. I am harder on myself than anybody else will ever be, so I'm never worried about it. I do apologize often. People tell me not to. It's just part of me. It's part of what I do. I feel bad when I see a bunch of messages that I can't get to. I want to respond to everybody. I have so much going on, though. I don't have the time for it. I will end up getting to everybody, so I don't know why I apologize. I feel like I have to ahead of time, just to let everybody know that I haven't forgotten anybody. And everybody's important to me. You guys, you spend your time to talk to me, and I want to spend my time to talk to you, vice versa. And later on in life, like, you know, once this all rolls out and everything's like set up the way it's supposed to, things will be a far less stressful. I have so much more time to be able to do more videos, hang out with you guys a little bit more often. This place will be opened up cooking, and I'll be able to have less stress. But it is what it is. You know, I beat myself up, and I don't know if it's a good or a bad thing. Sometimes it's a good quality, sometimes it's a terrible quality. It depends on how hard I am on myself that day. So Liz San Juan, smoking gets my anxiety worse, and I don't know why. A lot of people are like that, so that's why like it's not for everybody, and I'm not going to endorse it. There's kids out there. I don't think any kids under the age of 18 should smoke. I say that that's kind of a biased situation considering I did when I was younger. But the problem is like you want to just make sure you get through all get to be an adult before you experiment with anything. That's a good advice for me to give. Don't pay attention to the bullshit in high school. Don't pay attention to the kids that go to that side. It will ruin your high school vibe that you have going on or whatever. You want to wait till way later on till you try any of that stuff and make sure it's legal, whatever you're trying, and make sure you're very careful with it. But it is not for everybody, and it does create anxiety for some people. So you do have to be careful with that. Since we're on the subject, I'm not sure how we got on the subject of Mary Jane, but it is what it is. Do I go herping to relax? That's what helps me the most. I used to go herping a lot. The problem is I'm in Florida and I hit all these spots so many times since I was a baby. So I've been doing this 35 years. I've been herping for 35 years. So certain times of the I'll take a trip and I'll go. I haven't been able to do this in a long time. I'll go up north so I can find some different stuff. But I know for a fact that if I go to the Holy Lands or if I go down south to Turner River, Wagon Wheel Loop Road, all the major spots, if I go down to the park down south, if I go to the Everglades National Park or whatever, I know what I'm going to see. I'm going to see a bunch of Nerodia water snakes. I'm going to see a bunch of cottonmouths. If I want to go find a diamondback rattlesnake, I have to go at a specific time during the year. If I want to do my pygmies, we do that in May, and we do that in a different spot. But I know what I'm going to find, so it kind of loses its luster because it's just driving. Now, for the guys that actually want to go and walk and hike and herp, that shit's a little bit different for me because then I'm out in nature and I'm hiking and I'm doing some shit. For the road cruising, I'll still do it. I still like it. If I road cruise, I more like to road cruise for the caiman because they kill the caiman down south because they're an invasive species. I, with a permit, can keep those caiman. So we'll usually go catch as many caiman as we can so that the state doesn't kill them or other people don't kill them. And then we have them in our facilities. We actually have a bunch. We probably have like 40 or 50 caiman that we brought from down south in Homestead that are scattered about in a couple of different facilities, including some that Troy and I still own to this day. So that is therapeutic for me. But as far as road cruising for snakes, it's lost its luster for me. Now, if you want to go hike, like I said, fucking all about that shit. That I'll do all day. It does kind of relax me, but it's a hike, dude. Any hike does. We got Kate over here. Kate Peoples, the helper of all helpers. Helping already. Holly girl, you need to relax too. Every live you're working. Hoping you're off for this one. Is Holly off? Holly, are you off right now, or are you over there doing the work? The only thing stopping me from being in Florida right now is my substance abuse disorder and my major PTSD, but this group of people pulls me out of a really dark spot. Or I read that wrong, but it's right. Love you all. Holly, dude, you're the best. I don't think you even realize what you bring to the table. If I can, I would share the video. I don't even know if it's still up, but you, believe it or not, actually pulled me out of a dark place at one point just by sending me some goofy ass shit. And she sends me goofy ass shit all the time, and she has the New Zealand accent too, which is gorgeous. It's fucking beautiful. I love it. I don't know what it is about that accent, but everything is better when she says it. And she ran a bunch of shit for me. That's why I always joke about the cunt. You can call people a cunt in New Zealand as long as you tell them you're a good cunt. And I still can't wrap my head around it, but she constantly pops in. She constantly has something good to say. So Holly, if you're having a bad day today, and with everything that you said, fucking hit me up because I can run you through a bunch of shit that I went through on that. I'm sure you probably have hit me up online. I'll see if I can stop by tomorrow morning and give you a little shout on the Instagram tomorrow, and we can talk a little bit about that, so I can give you a little bit about my past. That might be able to help you out as well. But everybody fucking give a shout out to my girl Holly. She works hard to help everybody out. I fucking love that girl. She's amazingly funny, and she lives where I want to live too, so I'm a little jealous about that, but she's awesome. So everybody give a big shout out to Holly. Make her feel better. She's probably at work right now, busting it out, doing her thing. So fucking make sure you take care of that girl. Finally joined the Facebook group, guys. That's Holly again. But I'm not very active. Holly, don't worry. You don't have to be 100% active on there. You could just pop in and out whenever you want, whenever you need to pick me up. Just pop on there, and then that's it. That's it. You don't have to be all up in that shit. It is what it is. All right. I got a lot of messages, so I gotta scroll through this. I got one that's got the shit here. Raising a 17-day-old kitten that was abandoned. I named him Gator. That's funny. The horse's name right down the street is Gator. All right. So I got 15 minutes over the time that I said I was gonna get. There's a lot of stuff that I missed here because you guys are talking to each other too. So. Wayne Creech, I do need help. I forgot what you're helping me with, Wayne. There's a lot of people helping me with a bunch of different stuff. Were you the one that was supposed to help me with some merch stuff? Possibly. Wayne, if you heard that, respond if you can, and I'll get to it. Yeah, Groves Russell says, LOL, 15 minutes only. So adorable when he thinks that. I say it. It never works or whatever, but I'm waiting to get yelled at by my daughters. So once I get yelled at by my daughters, I'll fucking run up there. It is what it is. I get lost in it. You guys don't understand, too. Like, this helps. Like, it helps. If I'm in a tough spot, it helps to talk. And then you guys obviously are running fucking thousands of messages through this, so you guys are talking to each other, so it's helping everybody out. And even Holly, I'm going to read this. I hope I don't get in trouble for this. I was so scared about visiting a new country. Now I can't wait to go to Florida next year. Y'all, you are all actively helping me with my anxiety. Holly, I get it. Trust me. I don't even like getting on a plane. Let me tell you guys a story before I go. So when I did the TV show for A&E, and this ruined TV for me, by the way, for fucking ever, like forever, because I saw the way they set it up. So we did this TV show. Some of the stuff that we did was real. Some of it was very staged, extremely staged, like to the point, like I tell you now because they can't do shit to me. It's not like they can sue me now. But A&E, number one, lied to me about every aspect of what we were doing just to get me to sign the contract. So we were never supposed to work during the week. We were only supposed to be doing work during the weekends because I was running the park at the Seminole Place. And that turned into the very first time that I met with them. And I looked at the guy in the face, the guy Matt that ran it. He was the top of the food chain at A&E, and I was like, we met on a Monday. That was the first episode we did, and I was like, okay, so everything after this is on the weekend, right? And the guy's like, we never fucking work on the weekend. And I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? So they kind of forced me into this contract. They lied to my face, told me what I wanted to hear. I signed the contract, so I was stuck. And I wanted to do the TV show because it was extremely interesting to see how it all went down. But the staging of it and taking my personality of it, that I didn't like. But I'm going to get into Holly shit right now. They put me on a plane. I don't like planes already. And let me tell you about this shit. So I get to the airport. My manager, I had a lawyer, obviously. And I advise anybody that does anything with any production team, get a fucking lawyer because they will try and screw you every which way they possibly can. They got millions of dollars and they don't want you to have a fucking damn bit of it, but they want you to do the job and they want to sell you and continue to sell you and not pay you shit. So make sure you have a lawyer. So I got a lawyer. I had my manager. He was my manager lawyer. And they set me up for this plane ride. We had to go to North Carolina, and then we had to go back down to South Carolina to visit Doc Antle, believe it or not. The guy from Tiger King, the weird cult guy with the long hair and shit like that. Pure dickhead, by the way. Not afraid to say it. His son, if I could punch him in the throat legally, I would. He's a fucking douche canoe. Sorry if anybody likes them. I fucking hate their guts. Nothing they did impress me. I mean, the property, gorgeous, bar none. But they didn't show you any of the enclosures. They only brought animals out. So Lord only knows what goes on in the back. The guy had 5 wives. So if anybody questions the whole cult situation, it's 100% a cult situation going on there. The guy, Vagabond, he calls himself, it's Doc Antle. He's a douche canoe. His son is a bigger douche canoe than him. And he's a tiny little guy. And I literally literally had the production guy behind me doing the best that he could to not have me run after this kid and kick his legs out from underneath him, because that's what I wanted to do. But that's not part of the story. That was just my rant. Sorry, ran over. Holly. So this is what happened. They put me on this plane. I'm walking down. Do you guys know the big tarmac thing? I don't think it's a tarmac. It's the big, huge tube that you walk to that's connected to the airplane when you get in there, right? Everybody knows what that is, right? So you go all the way through, and Five Wives, they trying to do the Hobbit foods. Oh my fucking God. You guys have to read Grove Russell's thing there. So everybody knows that shit, right? Where you go through the tube and you get to the plane. Yeah? We all on the same page on that? So you get to your ticket thing. They check your ticket. You walk through a big, long corridor, like tube thing, and then you hit the gate, tunnel. Thank you very much. There we go. So we get through the tunnel, and I'm used to getting on a plane through the tunnel. And I already, like I said, I don't like planes. I'm not a fan of flying. The only thing that I think I'm afraid of in life is heights. And there's a reason I'm afraid of heights. I was on a hike with my father and my mother when I was younger. We were in the mountains. We had to cross over, like we were on the side. It got steeper and steeper, higher and higher. We crossed a waterfall, and then it was a 200-foot drop to the bottom. I fell. And when I fell over the side. My father, being as quick as he is, grabbed me by my hair. Literally by my hair. Thank goodness for the Cuban fro that I was blessed with, because he grabbed me by the hair. And I'm staring over the edge of a 200-foot drop down to the bottom with my eyes wide and my heart pumping. And he drags me back, and at that point, I was like, take me the fuck out of here. Now, I was like 6 years old, so obviously I didn't say it like that, but I was screaming, crying, the whole 9 yards. I was terrified. I needed to go back. So my father carried me all the way back. Ever since then, massive fear of heights. Can't help it. Just something that happened. Something I got to deal with. So I don't like being on planes. Now, back to the plane story. We're walking down the tunnel, and I realized that at the end of the tunnel, there's nothing there. There's no fucking opening. There's no plane. And I see people exiting stage left. And I'm like, that's interesting. So I'm looking, and everybody's getting off the thing, the little tunnel thing. They're walking downstairs. And I'm like, okay, this is, maybe we're going to another tunnel. It's just something I haven't seen before. So I go down the stairs. Now we're on the tarmac. We're on where the planes are. We're on the fucking pavement where the planes are. And I'm like, what are we doing out here? And I look at the person in front of me. I'm like, hey, what's the deal here? They're like, oh, we're going to go to the plane. I'm like, no, plane's up there. We missed the plane. It's up in the thing. They're like, no, this one's a little bit different. Spirit Airlines. Don't ever travel Spirit Airlines. Okay, so I go down. I see this bus with wings. Not even a bus. Smaller than a bus. I see this thing with wings sitting there, probably a football field away. We're all walking to it, all 12 of us. And the closer I'm getting, I'm starting to get freaked out. I ask, is that our plane? Somebody's like, yeah, that's our plane. I'm like, calm down, you're good. So I called my manager right away, and I'm like, yo, what the fuck did you guys do? Get me off of this plane. I'm not going to North Carolina. You guys can suck it. Send me a bicycle. I'd rather fucking bicycle my way all the way to North Carolina than to get on this damn plane. And my manager was like, you got to get on the plane. And I was like, I don't have to do shit. I don't have to do anything. He's like, dude, you signed the contract. You got to play the game. I was like, you guys couldn't spend the extra $80 damn to get me on a real plane and just put me on a flight? I'm not asking for first class. I'm not asking to sit in the cockpit. I'm not asking to fly the damn plane. I'm just asking to go on a regular damn airline. Put me on a damn American airline. Put me on Delta. Put me on Southwest. I don't give a shit. Pick one of them. Just give me a real plane. I'm looking at this bus with wings, and I'm terrified. And I told the manager, I was like, bro, you know I'm afraid of heights. Why the fuck am I on this plane? Now I'm still on the phone getting on the plane. Now I'm freaking everybody else out too, right? Everybody was calm until I was in the back. I'm in the back, right? I'm in the back of the plane, last seat, and I could still spit on the pilot if I wanted to. I was so loud on the phone that the pilot had turned around and he was like, hey, bud, it's going to be okay. And I responded with, hey, bud, it's not okay. I'm getting off the plane. Don't start the engine. I'm working on this right now. As soon as I get off the phone, I'm out. So the manager begged. He begged me. He's like, please stay on the plane. He's like, I promise you, it will be better than you think. He's like, it's actually better with a smaller plane. You're lower to the ground. You can see the ground. And I'm like, great. I can see where I'm going to die at. Instead of being way up in the clouds, I'm going to be able to see where we're going to die at in this rinkety ass fucking plane that looks like you might as well duct tape the shit. Thanks a lot, bud. I'm like, thanks for, why don't you make a phone call to the production team, tell them to splurge the extra $50 and put me on a real plane and get me off of this shit. Couldn't do it, right? Could not do this shit at all. So I had to get on the plane. I had to do it. I was stuck in the back. The pilot, after I got off the phone, because he's like, hey man, you got to shut up. You really need to shut your phone off on this plane. You know, they say it on the other planes, but you really need to shut your phone off on this plane. So he comes back all the way, the whole 5 feet that he had to come back to talk to me, and he kneels down next to me. He's a grown-ass man talking to a grown-ass man. He kneels down. He's like, listen, buddy. He's like, you good with planes? And I'm like, clearly, I am not okay with planes, bud, especially this plane. He's like, listen. He's like, I promise you, you will feel better after we're done. And I was like, dude, you're talking about after. I'm talking about before. I'm not okay now. My heart's pumping. I'm going through the roof. I'm going to have a heart attack. I'm never going to make it to the end. Like, I'm going to die before we even get there because I'm going to have a heart attack on your plane. He's like, bro. He's like, calm down. He looks at me straight in my eyes. He's like, calm down. I got you, bro. And he's talking to me just like this. I'm not even joking. He's like, I got you, bro. Those words came out of a pilot's mouth. A pilot's mouth. He's like, I got you, bro. So I'm like, okay, fuck it. Like, this is where we're going to die. Let's do it. We're going to do it together. At least the pilot's cool. We're going to go down together. And then we left. And the takeoff was rough. Dude, like, not cool at all. However, once we got in the air, we did fly lower. I could see the ground, and it was better. So having said that, I'll bring it full circle. Holly, if it's the flight that you're worried about or the anxiety of leaving the country and being far away, you got plenty of good people over here. I'm over here. I can keep pretty much anybody distracted. As you can see, we're 70 minutes into a live that was supposed to be 30 minutes. I ramble on quite a bit, so it's never really a dull moment. And on top of that, you'll make it here just fine. I made it over to North Carolina. The pilot came off the plane with me, walked with me while everybody was out in the front, and he actually talked with me for about 20 minutes. He's like, see, that wasn't so bad. That was good, right? That was much better. He's like, the thing is, with the smaller planes, we're a little bit lower. We get less turbulence because of the way the wind flows down in the areas that we're at. Once you have to get to 20,000, 30,000 feet, you got to deal with all this other stuff. When we're a little bit lower, things are a little bit smoother. He's like, sometimes, bro, you just got to go with the smoother flight. And I was like, yeah, but you drive a bus, bro, with wings. And he's like, yeah, it may look like that, but I'm really good at what I do. He's like, I got you here, didn't I? And I was like, yeah, you did. He's like, I was like, you kept your promise, bud. You kept your promise. So mad respect for that pilot right there. But at the end of the day, Holly, shit's going to be all right. All you got to do is fucking keep it rolling. Did I just see fucking Michael Carroll up in this bitch? Is that my Michael Carroll?
Yes.
That's my Michael Carroll?
Yes.
My Michael Carroll?
It looks that way.
Michael Carroll. If it's my Michael Carroll, tell me something only I would know. And this is where I'm going to end the live. Stop. Stop.
He said yes, sir.
Stop. Shush. All right, check this out. So Mike Carroll, this is somebody that I grew up with. This was my older brother's friend, who's like an older brother to me. And we can't tell the stories from back in the day. But Mike Carroll, tell me one thing about me that only you would know. Bust it. Let's see what you come up with. Oh, Wayne, yes, 100%. That's boring, Michael. Yes, you brought me for the dick fish on my back. Thank you. I appreciate that very much. Yes, you put the dick fish on my back. You got me my first tattoo. That's 100% true. I was looking for something a little bit more insidious, but it is what it is. For anybody that doesn't know, like I said, Mike Carroll he's a big brother to me. I've known him since I was pretty much a baby. He went to school with actually, he didn't even go to school with my older brother. He was just friends with my older brother. And Mike Carroll was my babysitter, bro. My babysitter for the longest time. Probably the worst babysitter ever, but we had the best fucking time ever. And let me tell you what. So Michael Carroll actually was in Tampa for a while. And for those that don't know, what went on in Tampa over there is that was a hot spot for Kid Rock and Macho Man Randy Savage. So my boy Michael Carroll actually spent a lot of time with Kid Rock and Macho Man Randy Savage, and Mike Carroll knew he had a good time, and we had a great time growing up. Like that was probably the best shit ever. Growing up, having a babysitter that was Mike Carroll, and my mom was the one who asked Mike Carroll to babysit us, and we threw the best parties ever. And Mike was always the life of the party. That boy knows that he's fucking hilarious. Like I wish I could have him here, Mike. You got to come see the new house whenever you get the hell out of beer and strippers. Somebody said beers and strippers? Beers and strippers? Yeah. If you were back with us back in the day when I was young being babysat by Michael Carroll, there was beers and there was strippers. Mike Carroll says bad choice on her part. My mom loved you to death though. She still does. So she couldn't really, I mean, it wasn't a bad thing. At least if we were going to be partying, we were partying with Mike. So we were safe. At least we weren't doing dumb shit on the outside. You know what I mean? The mushroom, that was a bad day though. That was bad. I got stuck in my room. We don't need to talk about that one. That was a bad one. Mike had to run the whole party that day. All right. So we're 74 minutes in. I got one more question. Anybody got one more question they want to ask? One more question. All us Patreons need to have a meetup with Justin party time. Oh, yeah. I don't know if you guys can handle Justin party time. Unless you guys can hit the tequilas. Tequilas. Yeah, we'll talk about the shrooms another day. There's kids on here, so. Mike, love you. I love you, bro. Love you more than you know. I miss you more than you could ever imagine. I'm actually going to call you after this. That's how much I love you and miss you. It's been a while. All right, I'm going to answer one last question. My mom is kind of mom that says, as long as it's under my roof. That's how ours was, Holly. Holly's saying my mom, it says, her mom says, as long as it's under her roof. That's kind of what was going on, except for my mom didn't really know. Am I going to Repticon in November? Maybe, maybe not. I'm not sure. Let me get a Groves Russell says, Justin, party time on tequila. Dude, if anybody can beat me in tequila shots, fucking, you'll win a prize. And that's no joke. And I don't drink often, but you put a thing of tequila in front of me and shit's going fucking serious. Maria Tilson, how's things going with the move? Things are going pretty well. The house is coming together. Things are going slowly, but shit's coming along slowly but surely. We got the new couch from friends of ours, Will, Mel, and all their kids and children. We got Duke enjoying. I got a desk behind now, so I got some workspace. The old couch is over here, so the room's starting to come together. Slowly but surely, we're gonna go in. Groves Russell says naked selfies if you beat him with a whip. I'll give you that. I will fucking give you that. One day we'll have a party with all of us. As a matter of fact, we can have the party, I don't want to say at Crocfest. We usually do party at Crocfest. Crocfest is twice a year, and we usually do have parties at the Crocfest where we do bring some liquor. Problem is, Mike, we could talk about that. Problem is that at the Crocfest in 1 year, some people got a little bit out of hand. So if you're a drinker that can't handle your drinks, then that's probably not the spot for it. So maybe at some point when everything is all said and done and everything's set up on my property, I will throw a party at a park or on a beach, and we'll set it up to a point where we'll do it like months ahead of time so that we can get as many of us as possible that are on our little group thing here. Everybody from the Bite Force Appreciation, anybody that can make it, we'll see if we can get like I said, we'll plan months ahead. So if anybody wants to travel or anything like that, we can have a nice hangout, get together. It'll be free. You don't have to pay to meet me. It'll be a BYOB type of situation. White tequila. I can't do that. I can't do that gold shit. Hails to the nana. Crocfest is summer and winter. When it is, I have no idea. But there's always one in summer, always one in winter. But like I said, dudes, we will put something together and we will do something for as many people that can make it as possible, and we will have a great time. I would love to get with all of you guys and fucking just sit and shoot the shit where everybody can talk at the same time, because that shit would be phenomenal. All right, last one I'm going to read, and then I got to go because I just got yelled at. It's time to put the kids up. So Jerry Mills says, challenge accepted. My husband said he will babysit. I may be a female and a grandma, but I can drink under the table. Fucking let's go. I don't know what it is about tequila and my body, but my body is GoFundMe for Holly's trip. We'll fucking run a GoFundMe for you. We'll do that. I won't do it for me, but I'll do it for you to run a trip. Hells yeah. Something about my body and tequila, I don't know what it is, but it doesn't process the tequila in the way that, like, I don't know why. I could drink a bottle of tequila and then nobody even knows that I drank any tequila. So, challenge accepted, Grandma. Bring that shit. You know I love my grandmas too, so if I could do that too. Tay says, hey, Justin, you're my favorite. I'm so sorry that I'm your favorite. That sucks. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Thank you so much. It's very sweet of you, Tay. Thank you very much. All right. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. Tequila doesn't make my clothes fall off. It makes everything else around me fall off. So pretty much fucking everybody, I can't even say what I was about to say. I'm gonna bring it back a little bit. Somebody said 80% tequila, 20% Cuban blood. That's what I'm talking about, baby. All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So that's going to be it for me. Kimmy is stuck around. She left and came back. That's how long we've been on. All right, dudes and dudettes. I love you guys very much. You guys are the best. Thank you guys. Thanks, Alan, Kat, D, Holly. Hang in there. Any chance to not have any clothes on? I take it. That's what we were born naked. We might as well go out naked. And chances are, with a bunch of weirdos like we got on here, some weird shit's going to happen. But we will plan something in the future for everybody, I promise. And thank you, everybody. Everybody, like I said, go join the Bite Force Appreciation page. Not for me. Do it for yourselves. Everybody out there, you guys can get help. If anybody's going through some shit, feel free to reach out to me. If you can't get a hold of me, reach out to somebody on that Bite Force Appreciation page. They will help you out. Everybody has been helping everybody out. It's amazing. I love to see the community that's being built right now. That's worth more than any amount of money in the world. I can't say that enough. Wayne, I got your number somewhere in there. I'll unbury it from the messages. So yes, I do need some computer help 100%. It's probably going to be a couple of days because I got the shit going on with the FWC, so I got to deal with that. However, like I said, dudettes, definitely do all, go to the page, get the help that you need. If you need to talk, I'm here. Everybody's here. I love you guys so much. Thank you for the support. I'm going to do one more thing because somebody said something. Captain said, hey, Justin. What's up, Captain? Last one. What do we got? You need something, bub? Captain Two Ball. Oh my God, best fucking name ever. Captain Two Ball, did you need something? Or were we just saying, hey, what's up? Hold on, let me scroll back to that for a second here. I think they were just saying, hey, what's up? All right, so like I said, guys, yeah, Granny S, love ya. Alan, love you, bud. Jasmine, yeah, you guys are waiting for me to fucking end this. I know what you guys are doing. You guys are waiting for the embarrassment, but I know how to do it. Now it's the fucking X right there. See, the problem is that I thought that if I press the X, then it just deletes the shit because I've deleted it before and I didn't want to delete it. So I know how to do it now, I think. Maybe. Now I don't even want to try. I feel like taking the live another hour just so you guys like fall asleep and get the fuck out of here so I can try and do my live shit and end it. Damn it. Love you guys very much. And you guys are awesome to all of each other. So I love that too. Love you guys. Take it easy. I'm stalling. I think this is it. Damn it, dude. It says at the same time every fucking time. Nope, we're just talking here. We're just doing our thing. Is it the 3 buttons? Save, highlight, share, mute microphone. That's not it. All right, fancy little thingy. Nope, that's... Ooh, I can like do bubbles. All right, we got bubbles. Shit, dude. Dance party? We could do a dance party. Glow. Glow doesn't do shit. We're going back to bubbles here. All right, there we go. All right, yep, Shit, I don't know how to get out of bubbles. Let's see if we can end this with bubbles. Stop streaming. All right, cross your fingers, ladies and gentlemen. I fucking love you guys. Eesh. I might fucking delete this shit. Oh, boy, here we go.